Yo, what up, everybody? This is your boy Food Junkie, just coming at you on my way to work, and you know how we do it on my way to work. We are liable to talk about anything and everything, anybody and everybody. Y'all keep me company, and hopefully, I keep you guys slightly entertained. I know right now there's a lot of people who are live right now. There's a lot of serious conversations going on, and you saw my title, so this is going to be a somewhat serious conversation as well. But as you guys know, welcome everybody to the room, you guys. Welcome. As you guys know, I'm not here to be liked by everyone. I don't care. I'm not here to put down anyone either, nor am I here to try to just cause confusion and discord amongst each other. I'm here to tell the truth as I know it to be and talk about my observations and how I see things. So, let's get into the commentary, you guys. The question I pose is, are we thriving or just merely surviving? What's up, allegedly? How you doing, baby? And everybody else in the room, guys, welcome. Think about that. And I said we as a black people, as a race, as a people in general. Because, you know how I like to do it, I talk in generalities. Because you can't pinpoint one problem and think that that one problem have one specific solution for everyone. It doesn't work that way. That will be me living in a fantasy or living in a fairy tale. But let's talk about it. We know what happened the past couple of days. The whole Central Park thing, the whole Minneapolis thing as well. My question is, why every time something like this happens and this becomes a national topic, we act as if it's not going on a daily basis? We act as though it hasn't been going on since the beginning of existence. The only difference now is that we actually have the means to, hey Shaquila, baby, how you doing? Girl, hey baby, how you doing? You know, I'm gonna say your name, but I can't say it right now, it's tongue tied. But we act as though it has not been going on before. This is the first time this is going on. The only difference is that we have the means to actually videotape it. We have the means to actually see it in our face. We are a people, or we are, the human race is people that if it doesn't affect us, if we don't see it, it doesn't go on. I'm good, that's good, man. I'm happy you're good. So every time this happens, pops up on video camera, it gets national acclaim or national coverage, it becomes, we're outraged. We should be outraged every day of our lives. We should be outraged based on what we have been through. We should be outraged based on what is continuing to go on now, what's happening in society with each other. We don't need to have to see a picture of it. Oh, sorry, we shouldn't have to need to see a picture of it in order for us to feel empathy or sympathy or anger based on what we know is going on. It's so funny to me how that every time the, people wind up getting, murdered in the streets like a dog or like an animal was, that we have a week or so of outrage, fucking idiot. We have a week or so of outrage, and then we go back onto our normal lives until the next time. Then if it happens again, we have a week or so of outrage until the next time. But what happens in those times in between the next time and this time? What do we do? What do we say? How do we conduct ourselves? How do we interact with one another? We don't. What we do is we wait until some egregious actions happen. Then we want to act like we are politically sound-minded. And I'm saying all of us, but the majority of us. And I keep saying us because I always got to put myself in that mindset. I say us because, or we, because I want to make sure that I am not thinking, I don't want anyone to think that I am isolating myself as if I am better than, or as if I have not made or do not make the same or have the same feelings as everyone else. It doesn't make sense to me. A lot of things, as you guys know, one of my favorite sayings, I think I say a little bit too much, is it doesn't make sense to me, because a lot of things doesn't make sense to me. Like, I posted a video on my community page this morning about redlining. and how it's affecting people here in 2020. There are a lot of terms that people don't understand what those terms means and how those terms from yesteryear affect you today. This is before this conversation I was watching everyone else have today. Well, it's not. Something was just on my mind to have me talk about that. Redlining, Jim Crow, all these different things that has been put in place to affect the way we as a people, black people, live. Black and brown people live. We act as though we don't understand it. We have not been privy to the same information, that we can't talk about it because we don't know the definitions or the verbiage that we need to use in order to talk about it. We need to educate ourselves on what these certain terms means, what these certain things are about, how these certain things that have happened yesteryear affect us today. Like you said, understanding how the police force, the police department, was a creation of the slave patrols. A lot of people don't know that. A lot of people think that, oh well, it's just that. No, it was done to. Why do we think the prison system was not as so and such? You know what I'm saying, infiltrated or not infiltrated or garnered toward, you know what I'm saying, people of color. Although we are the least amount, well not least, we have one of the smallest percentages of population in this country, but yet we have one of the biggest populations in the prison system. All those things have an effect. All those things have a purpose. All those things have a thing. Y'all, today I'm getting some chicken. I don't care, I'm hungry. I haven't eaten today yet. All these things that we have are experiencing, whatever, is what it is. Thank you. Yeah, I get that. You know, and we don't think about that one. Now we think that everything just happens because it just happens. You guys give me 1 second, please. We are. Hey Didi, how you doing, baby? What's up, yourself? How you doing, baby? Hello? Damn it. Raggedy ass shit. Yeah. There's a lot of different things that's been going on since the beginning of the creation of this country that has been put in place for us to actually not succeed and not to thrive. You know what I'm saying? A lot of us are just merely surviving, going along just to get along. You know what I'm saying? Not really, right. Not really, you know what I'm saying, having us be our best selves. And we just become this complacent people that only want to rise up or build up, you know what I'm saying, forces when we see an outrage, because it's what quote the politically correct thing to do, because everyone is outraged, so we need to get outraged as well. We need to be outraged every day. We need to be striving to try to be better every day. Not just when it's convenient, or not just when it's popular, or not just when it is something that is works out in our favor, but every day. I don't know what the fuck is going on. I'm about to go inside and act a fool. I'm not gonna take that with me because I don't want to act a fool on camera, but this is reasons why a lot of us don't have what we I won't say should have, but there's a lot of us aren't successful. We have this complacent ass attitude of not being able to do what we need to do in order for us to be who we need to be. Now, this is just a little fashion thing, but this is just how it happens. Y'all, give me 1 second, please. I will be right back. I'm gonna go inside. Hey, Shamsa, baby, how you doing? Because I'll be right back with you guys. If y'all leave, I understand, but give me 1 second, please. Thank you. Y'all, I apologize about that. I do apologize. I apologize. I hope y'all accept my apologies, you guys. Sorry about that. As much as I try and try and try and try and try and try to be supportive of people of my own race, I'll be the first one to say, y'all, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. I will be the first one to say, I'm not going to support mediocrity. I don't care if you're black or not. If you're mediocre and you are doing the bare minimum, you don't get my support because you're black. You don't get my support because I want to support a black person. Me being a black person, well, it's not. I know this subject probably changed, you guys, but it's still within the same realm. Me being a black person who has a business, me being a black person who is a designer, me being a black person who is an artist, me being a black person who is actively in the workforce and in the business world. I know that I need to be better than my other counterparts. I know that I need to offer a superior service than my counterparts. Good afternoon, how are you doing, sweetheart? You know, and everyone else. I know this. So therefore, I look for that in the people that I support and give my money to and my time to. This whole idea of I'm going to support you because it's a black business does not fly with me. Yes, I'd rather support a black business. Yes, I'd rather support someone of my own who is doing great things and making great strides. But at the same time, you don't, saying you're my brother, you're my sister. And that's going along with this mindset was that I was talking about before I stopped for a second. When we were not allowed certain places, when we were not given the energy and the freedom to do what we have now, it seemed as though the products that we produced, the energy that we produced and registered was better because we knew that we had to live up to, if not live beyond, what else was out there. Now it seems as though that people have this mentality that let me just give you the bare minimum. If you don't want to be there, don't be there. Life is about choices. And if you're someone just for a paycheck, well, it's not. I don't understand that concept, that mindset. Like go inside, you get a little bit of chicken. It's just a little bit of chicken. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing crazy, ain't nothing silly. Y'all saw how I waited at the drive-thru thing for a while. You know what I'm saying? Well, not a while. It was a minute, maybe less than that. But it was too long for not to be greeted, for one. Then I go inside. The person behind the register don't say hello, how you doing? Don't say nothing. Don't greet me. Still, don't greet me. It's like, I'm like, excuse me. Oh, how can I help you? Yeah, that's how you should have started. Don't come at me with this like, what do you want type of attitude, is what do you want type of face. You know what I'm saying? And that's the problem that we have. We have this thing like we are owed something by the world. No one owes you anything. You chose to be the cashier at a chicken spot. You chose to, you know what I'm saying, work here for whatever wage that you choose to get, whatever hours that you choose to get. You chose that. Don't take that out on the people that comes in to be patrons in this business. Just because you are in that area was a black area, don't mean that you can treat people the way you feel that society has treated you. I don't get it, y'all. I just don't get it. I don't get it. You know what I'm saying? That mindset is so ingrained in us, and it's ingrained in us to treat each other horribly because of how we feel that we have been treated in this world. You know what I'm saying? By society. What society have deemed normal for us. How we can, you know what I'm saying, make someone else feel just as bad as we felt because of what we think is out there. I just don't understand. And that's why the title still stands. Are we thriving or are we just surviving? That young lady was just surviving. A lot of people was not who choose to be where they are just surviving, just doing it just to survive, just doing it just to get by. Another day, another dollar. Not being their best selves, not putting forth their best energy was not. I don't care what you choose to do. I don't care what job you choose to have. If you scrubbing toilets, if you cooking chicken, if you working in a corporate America, you should always put forth your best effort. You should always try to be your best self. You should always, because you don't know who is watching you. You don't know what person is going to come in for a 2-piece and a biscuit that could change your life. You don't know what person's going to be there when you're handing them a towel to wipe your hands with once after using the restroom that is going to be there to change your life. These things you don't know. So when you have this mundane attitude, you have this whatever attitude was that, one person you really hurting is yourself. One person that you really not, you know what I'm saying, impressing is yourself. I don't get it. Like, I don't understand. Like, in this day and age, as much stuff that we have been through as a people, stuff that we have been through as a society, what we're going through today, you walk around in the place that you choose to work, because it's all about choices. I know people can probably say, "Oh, well, care about what you did at home." Leave your fear that the people that comes in to patronize this business was not feel welcome there. Like, just like me, I can't take whatever bad attitude or bad mood that I may be in. First of all, I can't bring it to y'all, nor can I bring it to my place of appointment. If someone's paying me for a service was not, I need to be able to provide that service with a smile, at least being pleasant. I don't get it. That's what I say. I don't care. When I say I don't care, my point is I literally do not care about what the hell is going on in your household, what you've been through yesterday. That had nothing to do with me, because I wasn't the one who did it to you. We don't understand that you can't take out your frustration and your anger out on someone else. The fact that you're lacking whatever you're lacking, the fact that you're doing whatever you're doing, is not my issue. So don't make it my issue. Because if I have to address it, it's going to be something totally different. I just don't understand, y'all. I don't get it. I literally do not get it. I don't get it. And there's a lot of us, I'm saying us, I mean black people, who have that attitude was that society and life has beaten you down so much that you think that it's okay to treat everyone else like shit. For real? Okay. And I have stopped going to several black businesses because of that nasty ass attitude and that nasty ass mindset. You know what I'm saying? It's as if you think that someone owes you something, someone have to give you something. The world, no one owes you anything. You're merely surviving this life was not opposed to thriving, it was not. Maybe if you had a smile on your face, you would have a different position in life. Maybe if you have a different mindset, you have a different position in life. You know what I'm saying? I'm always pleased and thank you if you don't mind. Even if I have a nasty attitude was not, I don't take my attitude out on someone else. I don't get it, y'all. I don't get it. But yeah, like I was saying before, I got went on this little tangent. Just enough for a second. We need to understand and recognize was not how things has been set up for us to fail, and so for us to fall and stumble. And if we continue to fall and stumble into these pitfalls that we can clearly see, or if we're looking, we can clearly see, it's just going to be, what it is. I don't get it. I don't understand it. I don't understand. You know what I'm saying? There is so much information with the fact that we're online all the time, and looking at bullshit, looking at stuff that goes on YouTube and on other stuff like that. How I'll take a couple of times with that every fifth video, watch something educational. Every fifth video, watch something that can teach you something, that you can learn from, that you can grow from. Find out the definitions of what's going on. Now look up, you know what I'm saying, mitochondrial DNA. Look up, you know what I'm saying, redlining. Look up, you know what I'm saying, slave patrols. Look up, you know what I'm saying, the new Jim Crow. then look up these things that's affecting us today. Look up the things that allowing us to, or keeping us back from being our best selves. Hey, baby, how you doing? What's up, y'all? I just don't get it. Like, we choose to be spoon-fed information, whatever, but we don't take the time to get to understand and truly know and learn for ourselves. The old adage, give a man a fish to eat for a day, teach a man a fish to eat for the rest of his life. That mindset we don't have. That mindset, we want someone to give us something. Everything is owed to us. Everything, you're saying, oh, well, because I'm here, I'm obligated to have this, I'm obligated to have that. No, you're not obligated to have anything. No one is obligated to give you anything. No one's obligated to give you anything. No one's obligated to treat you or something like that, but with respect. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to have something that someone gave you. It's like, just be yourself. Be the best person you was meant to be. That's all people want from you or expect of you. Learn. Do for yourself. No one, I know I get tired of spoon-feeding people. Even when I'm training someone once now. I'll show you once. I may show you twice, but after that, I need you to be able to get it. I need you to be able to figure it out. If you have a question, I'm here to help you but I need you to figure it out. I need you to be able to think on your feet. Because I'm not going to be there for the rest of your things. If that's the case, we wouldn't have hired you. We wouldn't have hired you to do it. If I'm going to continue to do it for you. Learn how to thrive and not just survive. Learn how to be an independent individual. Learn how to be a free thinker, someone who actually learned. Well, it's not. All these car wrecks, y'all. Damn. I just passed by like 6 different cars on the side of the road. Lord, I don't know what's going on in this world right now. It's a bunch of mess, y'all. It is a bunch of mess. Let me come to y'all real quick. I just vented. Just vented, you guys. Just vented. There's a lot of conversations going on this YouTube thing, and I'm like, there are great conversations to be had, there's great conversations to listen to, great conversations to be a part of. But we're working around talking about what should have done and been done was that, but based on what happened in Minneapolis, whatever, and in Central Park. But this conversation needs to be had throughout the day, throughout the year, when nothing's going on, when people haven't been slaughtered in the streets, when we're not uprisings and one day our uprising was not. We want to make sure that the conversation needs to be had throughout our lives. You know what I'm saying? We should always be outraged. We should always be thriving for justice, because we know that this world is unjust. There are programs and systems set in place for us to be in the position that we're in when we want to protest. After the protest, what we're going to do? You know what I'm saying? And everything I'm talking about was that pretty much comes to place was that, because if we want to support black business, we need to also expect more from black businesses. We also need to expect more from other people as now. We need to make sure that we are constantly expecting more, especially when we're spending our money places. When we're paying taxes places like that. That what redlining have to do, whatever. You know what I'm saying? That's what like when I'm watching the videos, I'm watching like 5 videos on redlining today, whatever. Just posted one of them. It has a lot to do with people wonder why certain neighborhoods have bad schools, certain neighborhoods have bad hospitals or clinics or whatnot. It's all because of tax dollars. People put things into the amount of money that you pay to in your taxes was not. That's how certain neighborhoods do have better school systems and better schooling and better stuff like that. They only pay for what your tax dollars do, and the government only gives you so much money was not based on where you live. So that's what redlining is all about, was not making sure that certain people can't get into certain neighborhoods. You know what I'm saying? It's all almost like conspiracy, but it's all connected. And we need to understand that how these things are connected, how these things are actually work together. Now, so once we learn how everything works, we learn how to work around it to our betterment, not to our detriment. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, we need to definitely be able to do all these things and understand all these things incorrectly, just things and understand what things mean. So when you use these terms, when you use these words, you're saying someone who can, you're saying, speak in an intelligent way. Just saying. I don't know. Yeah, I need a couple minutes to get myself together for work. I won't take this energy into my job with me. Because, you know, the energy that you cultivate is the energy that, you know, saying you give to everyone else. And I don't want to have the same type of energy that I have. I want to thank you guys for being here. I know this has been somewhat crazy live, but, you know, sometimes you have to be a little crazy every once in a while. It is what it is. I want to thank you guys so much. I love you guys still. Thank you guys for being here. Don't forget to love yourself, love someone else, respect yourself, and definitely respect someone else. This is your boy Food Junkie, and I'll talk to y'all later, y'all. Until next time, I'm out. Peace out.